This is Roger with Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2002 Ford F250 Super Duty Super Cab. That's a 4-door extra cab. It's an XLT, which is cloth. It is a long bed. It is a 2-wheel drive, 7.3 liter turbo diesel. I think I already said that. 174,400 miles. It was a theft recovery purchased directly from an insurance company in Houston, Texas. It was actually a State Farm vehicle. Basically, it's on a salvage title, and basically that's the attorneys for the insurance companies never want to see this thing again. They've already paid out a fortune, and they don't want it back in there, you know what's again. So, by giving it a salvage title, that implies no warranty or guarantee when they sell it to me, and basically they can say if you run a stop sign and kill yourself, your attorney says, well, Kinetics doesn't have millions, but State Farm does, that you can't go back to State Farm because they sold it on a salvage title. That's their get out of jail free card. But it has nothing to do with being wrecked or damaged. It has to do with attorneys and liability. Anyway, when we get them here, we do a 2-hour inspection. This is what it looks like over here, and then I got my little cheat sheets, which I am always going to have because I'm like that. Number 8 injector is new. It has 1 new battery on the passenger side. Driver door lock and cylinder. They broke the door lock and cylinder when they stole the vehicle. By the way, I'm wearing a glove because I'm going to show you the blow by. I'm taking the oil cap off, and it's so freaking hot. We've had this thing running for about half an hour, so we give you some hot temperature ideas here so you know what it's like when it's warm. Both mirrors were replaced. The ignition was broken when they stole it, and the fuel sending unit wasn't working right. The gas gauge wasn't working, so we had to fix that. It's got 2 very high rubber Cooper Discoveries on the front and 2 lower rubber Michelins on the rear. If I were you, I would probably make plans to just get 2 matching Coopers for the front, and I mean for the rear, and that's all you need. My brother took this thing out for pictures first. I saw that I had some touch-up paint. You'll see in the pictures he took, there's these big spots on the hood. I had just enough to do this, so I thought, whatever, I'll do it. Cosmetically, it's challenged. It's got some dings on the hood. It looks like it might be a little bit of hail. You know, for a truck, it actually looks okay. You know, it looks pretty good. But if you want a show truck, this is not it. Just so you know, the tires are Cooper Discover HTPs, and they're LT 265 75 16. Okay, and yeah, that's what I would do. Those Michelins are really expensive, and you don't need them. Coopers are good enough. I know there's a pretty long scratch on the driver's side bed, but I'll show you in just a second. Tailgate has a ding here, a couple little scratches here. Like I said, I'm not going to dwell on cosmetics. Those pictures, you'll be able to click on the pictures and use a magnifying device that we have in there. There's a nice spare tow package. Just click on that and zoom in. That'll give you an exact idea. It's like having your face right against the truck. This is scratch here, little rub. I would just put some touch-up paint in that. Get the right Ford color. Don't go to the auto zone. You'll get the wrong color and it'll look worse. All right. Fire this thing up. I'm trying to beat my phone overheating here, which is always nice to try to do. Let's see. 174,408 miles. Because it's a 7.3, it's not going to be here long, so please be ready to get your deposit in. Alright, here comes my phone in hand. Very, very light blow-by. For a 7.3, it's very good. There's your Ford stamp there, new battery on this side. Ford stamp there. These Ford stamps mean that the parts haven't been replaced up front. Ford stamp there. Ford stamp there. there's any crash damage, they don't replace them with Ford parts, is what I'm getting at. So it's a very good sign that nothing's ever happened to this truck in the front end when you see the Ford core support and fenders still on it, the originals. Window up, down. Door locks work fine. Seats are in excellent shape. The interior of this truck is sweet. This is a nice truck. Nice and boring. I like boring videos. Nothing up there. Window up, down, up. It's about 104 right now, and it's humid, so I'm wilting. Mirrors out. These are brand new, both sides, so obviously they're gonna work well. Up, down, in, out. Perfect. Tilt wheel, up, down, perfect. Air conditioning, thank God. Whew! It is a cooker. And my phone was starting to get warm. I can feel it coming. It shuts down at about this time in a video, about 7 or 8 minutes into it, it'll shut down. There's off. There's on. Let me see if you can get the light. There's off. Oh. Take off that glove. Alright, let's see. What else we got? We got cruise control here. Can't show you that on when you're not driving over a certain number of miles an hour on a Ford. It's got a cassette player.
Time I try to fight. Yeah, I do the CD. 100.
Radio works fine. CD player. Cup holder. Center console. Got the interior of this truck. It's like brand new. There's nothing going on here on the inside. Alright, let's go for a ride. If you're going to come here to drive it home, you cannot get plates or insurance on a salvage title, which is what it's on now. So before you come, we have to take it to motor vehicles, which is a minimum of 4 hours of our time, up to 10. They do a level 3 inspection, the cops do. Then we take the level 3 and the salvage title we have today down to motor vehicles and get what's called a restored salvage title. We charge $200 to do that. It's mandatory if you're going to drive it home. Obviously, plates and insurance are mandatory, so can't have either without it. So that's mandatory. We charge $200 to do that just because it's potentially 10 hours of a guy sitting next to it staring at it, and a minimum of 4 hours of our time. $50 goes to the state, $150 goes to us to cover the potential of sitting there. They used to let us just drop them off, and we would just give people, tell people it's $50, but not anymore. Now it's this is nice. I'm not sure if that's on a sheriff or not. No, it's not. They don't mind us doing these little high-speed passes right here on this road here on Gardner Lane, but I'm fearful that I'm going to run into the wrong sheriff one day and I'm going to get a gigantic ticket for doing 70 and a 30. That'll be fun. 10 years of doing this, it's only a matter of time before they change out the shift and the wrong guy is there. Usually they'll give me a little wave and everything's good. Anyway, back to the money part. $200 to restore the title. This is if you come here to pick it up. $200 to restore the title. $250 is our dock fee. And taxes. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. So if your state tax rate is, say, 3%, you'll pay 5% tax, $250 dock fee, and $200 to restore the title. Arizona, for instance, has a 6.1% tax rate for a state tax rate. So an Arizona resident's going to pay 8.1. That's the 6.1 plus the 2. $250 dock fee and $200 to restore the title. If you pay by wire and ship, all you're obligated to pay is the agreed upon price. I still strongly urge you to have to include $200 and have us restore it for you, unless you're positive you can get it done on your own with the salvage title, bill of sale, and the truck itself, because that's all we're giving you. This thing runs like a freaking brand new truck. Really nice running truck. What else? Deposit's $500. Get it in. Once we have an agreed upon deal, there's no point in going through the back and forth and getting a price and then not buying it, right? That happens about 30% of the time. And on 7.3s, almost inevitably, the person who didn't make the deposit decides like the next day they actually want it. And by the time that comes to their head, it's already sold to somebody else who's smart enough to make the deposit. By the way, these roads, this is what 8.1% taxes get you. You get to four-wheel down Gardner Lane. It's unbelievable. 8.1, we're not out in the sticks here. We are in Tucson, in pretty much West Tucson, but still pretty much central, and we're four-wheeling. So, yeah, they said that the higher taxes would help. So, anyway, I got that off my chest. So anyway, get your deposit in so that there's no disappointment. That's happening more and more. We got a lot of people. We have a lot of people watching us constantly, and the 7.3s generally last maybe a couple days at the most. Anyway, so don't get involved if you're not ready to get involved. Waste your time, blah blah blah. Somebody will buy this truck very quickly, and they'll get the money in. What else? Warranty. Obviously, this is an 02. They're selling 16s now, so it's technically it's a 14-year-old truck, and it's got 174,410 miles on it at the intersection of Roger and Romero. Okay, so it's out of warranty by years, by many years, and by miles. That would be many miles. If Ford could have given it a 300,000 mile, 32-year warranty, they would have. And they would have sold them, every single one of them, for many times what they sold them for. A lot more money. And that'd have been great. I'd have bought one. All right? But they didn't, because they didn't know what was going to happen to it after X amount of miles or X amount of years. They built it. If they don't know, how do we know? What I'm saying is, if you buy it and it breaks, or, you know, an injector goes out, it's not going to break, it's a 7.3, but if an injector goes out, or you need an AC compressor, which I don't think you do, because I'm sitting here and I'm nice and chilly right now, or a power window motor goes out, the day you get it, go get it fixed. We're not writing a check, okay? It's your truck. So, if you don't like risk, you really shouldn't buy from anybody anything used. But please don't buy from us. We do risk all day long. That's what we do. Sometimes the risk doesn't pay. But those vehicles that we think are crappy get culled from the herd and you'll never see. This is not a crappy one. This is a really nice one. Doesn't mean it's not going to need something tomorrow. If we knew what was going to happen to it tomorrow, we would be billionaires in a week. We go to all the Manheim auctions and buy all the good cars and avoid all the bad ones, and we'd be billionaires literally in a week with our talent. People would have us buying for their dealerships and blah blah blah. But we're not. We don't know. So if risk is a problem for you, go buy a brand new one. They don't make 7.3s anymore. You're gonna have to buy a 6.7, and a 6.7 at cloth extra cab, somewhere around 40. And you'll have warranty bumper to bumper for a couple years and 36,000 miles, and then you're on your own. You know, at least on the bumper to bumper. You have a powertrain to 100, I think. But you know, after 3 years, if something breaks that's not powertrain, you are going to have to go get it fixed, and you'll still owe $30-something thousand. So that's the reality here, people. Now, this is a nice road. Boy, and it's got a great ride too. Beautiful. Anyway, I don't know what to say. It's got a, you know, a couple cosmetic issues. It could use 2 rear tires, which I would get to match the Coopers on the front, which are brand new. And that's it. And it needs a new owner. Thank you for your time.